Now let's talk about the beginning, because I'm sure at the beginning you didn't have thousands of people to preach to, and Pastor TD, Bishop TD Jakes, and all these wonderful people weren't knocking at your door. So, what kept you going in the beginning, and at what point did you see your ministry hit exponential growth?
Yeah, before anybody knew I was preaching in a tree house in Trinidad. I was preaching to my mama plants. She'll tell me go out there and go water the plants, and I'll be like, I'm preaching to the plants, and the plants waving at me and stuff. What has kept me going is my calling. I know this is what I'm called to do. This is what now I say, like Bishop Jakes, I'm a communicator, and one of the platform that I use is the pulpit, but I'm a communicator. All right, I love to communicate, and my communication is to build up and to lift up people, and so that's what has kept me going. When I preach in storefront church, I can't tell the difference between a storefront and a mega church because I'm not preaching to the people. I'm preaching to the audience of one. In the words of the Apostle Betty People, I'm preaching with God in mind. Everybody else is just eavesdropping on my conversation that I'm with God. In terms of how my ministry took off, there was different season and time. When I first started off preaching, I was more in the Baptist world. Everybody in the Baptist world, oh my God, I preach at every Baptist church. I think I've preached at every Baptist church. And then I think I preached at Hampton Ministers Conference. That was the peak of the Baptist world. And then I go to Bishop Jakes and another group that was like the Pentecostal charismatic world, and that just kept on growing. So it was different stages and different season and time that I saw growth and growth. But what I tell people, I think my mother in the ministry, Dr. Twig, says it this way: you can either be a shooting star or a rising star. And
Mm,
the thing with this is not just with preachers, this with people in any profession. You can be a shooting star. And sis, shooting stars, they go up, but
yep.
they don't last. But a rising star, it takes its time. I'm like a turtle. I may be slow, I may be small, but I'm steady. That's what I
Okay.
tell people. All right. I'm slow, I'm small, but I'm steady. And I used to see all these people run past me and they're like, come on, pick up the pace. I'm like, I'm turtle. I'm going slow. I may be small, but I'm steady. And when the dust settle in the smoke clear after 20 something years, I'm still here.
Wow. Wow.